Hey guys, MtnMoto coming back at you with another video, and in this week's video what I'm going to bring to you is the GoPro Hero5 Black edition and my setup that I did on the helmet with a little bit of adaptation to get my helmet to accept the Hero5 Black and some of the parts that I used. And I also wanted to address a few of the issues that I've heard and seen on some of the videos about the Hero5. Now, most of those videos came out as speculative, and they were just speculating that the Hero5 was going to be a terrible moto vlogging camera for this reason and that reason, and because of this and because of that, and basically they just didn't want to change. So, some of the issues that I've heard about the Hero5 is the lack of an improvement in battery life. So the battery is the exact same size, it's a different format as the Hero 4, but it's the same size. What's odd though is I have noticed that I'm getting a much better battery life the couple times that I've recorded with this than I did with my Hero 4 Silver. I think that's an apples to apples comparison, because the 4 Silver also had the back screen just like the 5 Black does. So you have to get new batteries, and they're just like all the other GoPro batteries. You know, if you actually get the GoPro ones, they're 20 bucks a pop. It's 40 bucks for the USB charger and a spare battery kind of thing. So yeah, you're looking at an extra 60 to 80 bucks right there. Another one that I actually thought was a very good point that Ian187 brought up is if we're riding down the road, down the highway in a group of people, tires get hot, they start kicking up rocks and kicking up debris, and they start banging off, and we've all had chips show up in our older GoPro cases. With this one, you don't have a case. It is the case. So what do you do if you get a chip on this lens? Well, GoPro thought of that, and it's easily 45-degree removable, replaceable. I haven't researched these to figure out how expensive they are. One thing I did get was I got a tempered glass screen protector like you see on cell phones, and I got a kit that comes with one for the back and for the lens. The one on the lens, and then it's, again, you just set it on at the 45-degree. Sorry, let me get this back on before I tell you about my experience. There we go. My experience with the tempered glass screen protectors. The lens one didn't go on perfectly clear, and I tried to wait the 24 hours, tried to keep it nice and warm, see if the bubbles would come out of it, and it didn't come out. So I actually had to peel the tempered glass off of here. The one on the screen went on perfect, and it looks great, and you can barely tell that it's there, but there is actually a tempered glass screen protector over the screen, which will protect that. Now, move on to this Lux Bell case. This is the same arm that I used before, so we've got a double GoPro side mount, or side helmet mount, with a little piece right here from the GoPro front mount. And this is, again, just a conglomeration of parts that I had laying around that I adapted. And as Motonosity directed or instructed or pointed out, I didn't like the big ass GoPro knob sticking out. So these are M520, I think. They are an M5 screw. I'll put a link down in the description to these. I just got them at Home Depot. You can buy them in like 2 or 4 packs, and they're like $2 for that pack. And I think it cleans up the look of the arm a lot. This Lux Bell case, solid aluminum, right? I've got a hot shoe mount that I can thread in here. I can also move the hot shoe mount over here, so I could mount a flash, I could mount a boom mic, what have you. The GoPro double prong down here is actually held on with screws. Behind that is another 1/4 inch threaded, so I could put this onto a tripod and it'll accept a standard tripod mount. As you can see, it's very beautifully machined. It's wonderfully anodized. I'm hoping the black holds up and it doesn't turn bronze like most blacks do. You don't have to pop the lens off. I've heard that as a concern. You don't have to modify the GoPro at all. It just slips right in. And then you've got this little thumb screw over here to hold the GoPro in place. So you secure that just a little bit, and then the GoPro won't slide out. If you want an extra level of security, it's got a back panel that goes in that's held in by a ball bearing, and I'm having a hard time doing this. There we go. And then once it goes in, click. So yeah, it accepts a 52 millimeter camera filter, which I absolutely love. So right now it's got a UV filter, which is what comes with it. But say I'm riding in the fog or in the rain, I can toss on my yellow filter and get that increased visibility and contrast ratio. So it's going to be really nice to play around with that this summer and this spring and this fall. Got full access to every button, every access panel. So yeah, there's where my external mic goes in, right? Just pull the helmet up. What I did, only option is your GoPro mic adapter. So it accepts a 3.5 millimeter plug. It also has a USB, let me get this up so you guys can see it. It also has a USB-C plug right here. The theory is that you can charge and record at the same time. So sorry, EN187, battery eliminators probably aren't going to be needed anymore, brother. If that works, I haven't confirmed it yet. So then this just slips on, just like my GoPro before. What I like is the new GoPro adapters come automatically with the 90-degree, just like my little SAMD down here. It's considerably bigger than my SAMD was for my 4, but still, it's going to be cleaner than the old standard factory GoPro adapter was. So there's the way it looks. Now what I secured this with is some of this here 3M dual lock, kind of like industrial Velcro. I've had some issues already with the mic adapter not fully bonding to this adhesive. I'm going to research some other options. It'll probably be something along the lines of using the 3M VSB, maybe scuffing up this rubber. The issue is the rubber coating that they put on the mic adapter. So it's not sticking to that. I'll probably scuff this up on the back side, warm it up and apply the VSB, and then apply the dual lock and secure it that way. I've heard a lot of concerns about the size of it, and I had the exact same concerns. When I saw the thing, I was like, oh my God, where am I going to put that on my helmet? Well, it's actually not very obtrusive. If you look at it, mounting it right there on a chin mount at least was nice and convenient, and as long as it stays up there, I don't think that looks too bad. Make sure you update your GoPro to version 1.55 for the firmware, and it works flawlessly. As you guys saw last week in my comparison when I had the crazy setup and I had my 4 silver mounted right here, and my audio is going to my 5, it works great. I'm very happy with the audio quality. I can't wait to get out on a motorcycle and see what it's like at highway speeds or even at real world speeds. I hear that this has a much higher signal to noise ratio, so we'll see how that works for audio fidelity. So yeah, that is my setup. Now I've had some questions about the best ways to mount a GoPro for a chin mount, and it depends on your helmet. Now with the Arai, I really have 2 choices. I can do a side mount like everybody else sees, where I just use this piece right here, and that goes straight onto not that piece, there we go, goes straight onto just a GoPro mount, and that would mount over here on the side, something like that, and then come up and hold the GoPro. Or on the other side, if I wanted to interfere with my Cena operation, I could do something like that. But on the Arai with a Cena, I'm really stuck with this side. I like the chin mount. So again, with the Arai, since I've got this chin spoiler right here, I don't have enough room to put a GoPro down here, a GoPro tab, and still have access to everything. But it really depends on your helmet. You know, let's see, I've got a Scorpion right here. that has a really clean front. So on this Scorpion front, we could probably do something like this, right? And then we'd have to cut a couple pieces of your 3M, I think this is called VSB, but the same, it's the exact same double-sided tape. You can get this at Home Depot in a roll. It's the same tape that comes on the back of these GoPros. And you cut a couple little strips so that you create the round this way, and then you've already got the round that way, right? And that just fills in those gaps and holds it a bit stronger. Again, remember to always heat both surfaces up, get them up nice and warm before you adhere it, and then firmly press it for about 30 seconds or so with it nice and warm. Apply heat again if you have to. The heat will activate the adhesive and really lock it on. And then what a lot of people I've seen have done is they actually use this J-type connector or J-type mount, and they'll mount it like that, and then the GoPro attaches here and actually flips down. So it's inverted, but it's really easy in software just to flip your video file, and that's what a lot of people do, so that your GoPro's actually hanging right here. And what you can do is like Jake the Garden Snake does something very similar to this, and then he has it running up here. And his point is quite valid, actually. When you're riding a motorcycle and you're like this, your field of vision is actually here. This is what's absolutely vital to your safety. This is what you need to see. Down here, you're not looking out of there that often. So if you have a GoPro right there, it's kind of nice. You can actually see the display and that kind of stuff and see what's going on. So again, it all varies on your helmet setup. You know, some of them you might be able to get away with going with a flat and just do a flat mount. Some of them you might have to do the rounded mount or the curved mount. You know, this one, looking at it, yeah, we'd have to do the curved mount. And the curved mount lines up really nice, and we could do a little bit of trimming on that, and we could mount a GoPro right there for a chin mount. So anyway, wanted to bring that out to you guys and let you guys know what's going on. I've got a few changes coming to the channel in 2017. We're going to roll out a special day, First Ride Fridays. So if I release a video on Friday, it'll be a first ride. And it'll be, you know, an Indian or a Kawasaki or a Yamaha or a Harley Davidson or whatever bikes are out there that are available for me to give you guys a review. I really enjoy doing those, and I understand that it's not a true representation of what it's like to live with that bike day in and day out. It's not a true review of the bike. What it is a first ride, my initial impressions, how the sizing works out for the bike for me as a rider, and then you can compare your sizes with my sizes and kind of figure out if it's going to work for you. I've got a Kawasaki Z125 being added to the quiver. Daughter's bike is going to be upgraded, so Wyoming here will be upgraded. She low-sided him, so we've got a few little repairs to do, but she's okay, she's all good. Beyond that, I'm really hoping to bring you guys more and more entertaining and wonderful views of Colorado, because it's such a tremendous state to live in. So I hope you guys enjoy this. If you did, as always, click on one of these two videos and check them out. Hit that subscribe button, which in this case is that icon right there in the middle, and leave a comment down below. Thanks. Bye.